Peace and blessings, y'all. Peace and blessings, man. Welcome to another season of Just a Thought. Yeah. Welcome to another season of Just a Thought, man. And I'm your boy, Jarmel Reese. And it's a beautiful day, man. It's a beautiful time to be with y'all. Be back on the show, Just a Thought. Peace and blessings, y'all. I will start this show off, man. Being thankful, being grateful for every opportunity that we have, knowing that every day is a blessing, man, to be able to just wake up and be in tune with everything, you know what I'm saying, with the oneness in the universe. So let me do some things. I got some stuff going on today. Today, our topic is going to be the unknown. And what do we mean by the unknown, man? The unknown is being able to just come into this place where you don't question anything that's happening in your life. You just start moving forward and you start looking at every day as a blessing. You start finding that thing to complain about, and you start finding more things to be grateful about. And how does that happen? It's by being able to be grateful about exactly what's happening to you right now and start looking at life like it's happening for you and not to you. A lot of the time we just get caught up in our everyday lifestyles and starting to think that that's just the norm and that we can't come out of these circles. But I tell you what, the best thing we could ever be able to do with our lives is to move forward and start knowing that the unknown is the best step that we can absolutely take. See, if you think in negative ways, you're going to always get negative results. That's just the way that it works. And I know the hardest thing for us is to be able to step back, take a look, and actually be thankful for everything that we have and never look at it as if something bad is happening to us, or have no judgment on it. Just let it be and just find more and more things to just be grateful about. It's harder to find things to be grateful about. It's easy to complain. I can name a million things that has happened to me in my life that I could complain about and be like, well, this is the circumstances that I was dealt. This is the circumstances that I was dealt, the place that I was born, the place that I was raised, the people that I was raised by. I could blame that on everything. But it's only me that's creating these situations. That's the common denominator out of all of it. Because after everything, it's not your parents anymore. It's you and what you take on. And when you start realizing that, you know what, maybe I could change this thing. Maybe if I stop going in this circle here and actually come out of it and go see something different, actually embrace something different. You know, you can't bring your parents' behavior to your new life, or you can't bring your old past behaviors into your new life. You got to actually breathe into your new life, and you got to take it on. That's what the unknown is all about. The unknown is about taking risks. And so many times at birth, and so many times just where we come from, the traumatic places that we come from in our lives, we are so scared to take chances. We have so many kids today that are afraid to make a mistake. We get so caught up in telling people how imperfect they are that we actually forget that we are actually perfect. I'm gonna repeat this again. We are actually perfect. It is nothing wrong with anybody. Everybody is exactly where they are supposed to be at this particular time. And the reason I say that is that in man's eyes, we are unperfect. We're always constantly doing something wrong. But I tell you what, for me, and I can't speak on anything for anybody else. Um, I learned the most off of the things that people call a mistake. I learned the most by um, accepting that everything isn't going to turn out the way that I want it to be. But in accepting that, that became the biggest blessing in my life, because what happened is that I was able to understand, and still doing it, to understand that it is out of my control. Now you get to be able to, what you get to do is you get to manifest your life. You get to pick and choose what it is that you want to do with your life, certain steps of it, but in reality, you don't have any control on how it's going to play out. You can write it down as much as you want to, but it's still going to lead you to your greatest destiny, no matter how that looks for you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to always turn out good for you. You're always going to be able to be in a place where you're doing exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing at that particular time. It's no way around this. But the reason why a lot of people never get to the place that they're supposed to be, because they're scared to start, and they're scared to go into that unknown. They're scared to tap into that energy. They're scared to be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to go towards my goals. I'm not going to get veered off by these friends, this friend, that, this girl, that boy, this lifestyle. I'm going to stay straight on the path and lock in into the goal. And the hardest thing is because most of the people around you are going to continue to go in a circle. And the moment that you start going outside of the circle, they're trying to pull you back in, because you are going into a place of the unknown. See, it's easy to continue to live your life in the same place and to constantly and continuing to do the same things. It is absolutely easy. But it's another thing when you're doing that, to challenge yourself. Take on new challenges. Take on new things. Build new relationships. Get outside of your comfort zone. It's okay to learn how to be able to love yourself away from the conditionings that you were dealt. It's okay to love yourself outside of the conditionings that you were dealt. Because everything that you were given with the anxiety, the fear to do this, the fear to do that, the fear to just basically even live your beautiful life, it all came from a place that wasn't yours. It wasn't yours. Most kids, not even most kids, all kids are born beautifully perfect. That's why when you see the babies, you always want to kiss them, you want to hug them, you want to love on them. You always want to grab on that baby because it's so pure. It's all pure. You're still that baby. The problem is that we forget that we're that baby still. You get to, they say when you get older, they always say, act like an adult. Act like an adult. That's a loaded statement. Because I realized my whole life I was acting like an adult, until I had to realize which adult was I acting like. And that's the question when they say act like an adult. You're always trying to act like an adult, because an adult is always acting. Most adults act all the time. They're one way this way and another way this way. It's because fear of the unknown. They get right here, and then they get praised on the back for being right here, and then they stop because they don't want to see what's next, because that brings on a whole nother level of going towards something, and it changes your life and it shifts. So, just going into the unknown and starting to be able to look at yourself and be able to say, you know what, I'm going to take on any challenge that comes my way. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to come. But all I know is that I'm going to take all the challenges, and I'm not going to run away from them. I'm going to build from them. I'm going to take on my challenges. I'm not going to let what she say and what he say direct my future, or let my past actually be what's given to me and what was my birthright. You got to go back to the pureness of who you are. Go back to that baby. I know that sounds crazy, but you got to go back to that baby. You got to go back to that baby, and you got to embrace your innocence. Because how do you know you're doing something wrong if you never do anything at all? You're basically saying the things that you're doing right came from someone else, or they gave you the idea of what this is and what that is, and you'll never ever try to be able to get any ideas of your own. You'll get too complacent. You'll be so complacent in what the ideas was told to you. You'll be scared to make a decision for yourself, and then you'll go around and you'll start asking everybody in your life what's their opinion about something. And the moment they give you their opinion about it, you won't be able to take it in, because you're still going to be fighting, because you have your own idea. So then when they give you something that you feel like is wrong, or feel like it was right, it happened, but it didn't turn out good, you're going to blame them instead of making a decision for yourself, because you're too scared to go into the unknown. You're too scared to tap into that. So I take advice from people, and that's not what I'm saying. I take advice if it makes sense to me. I hear other perspectives, and then I rationalize on which one's gonna be the best for me. But I also have to be rationalize means to rationalize, right? So I'm rationalizing which one's going to work for me, because all of it is not going to happen, and some of it is. But I'm never going to know how it's going to turn out unless I take the steps. Just because it didn't work for somebody else doesn't mean it won't work for you. It's your destiny. You got to get out there, like I tell people all the time, and get out there and mess up. Get out there and make all the mistakes you possibly can. Please make them. Don't be scared to. Don't be afraid to. They are the best things that can actually happen to you, because you are not a mistake. It is nothing about you that's a mistake. It's nothing that's happening to you in your life that's a mistake. You got to learn how to be able to have acceptance. That's the problem with people who can't accept mistakes. They can't take on mistakes. They don't want to make a mistake because they're scared to accept it. And it's just more guilt. You'll always be stuck if you don't just take it on. And that's when you move forward into the unknown. You breathe into it. You start learning how to have gratitude for the day. No matter what's going to happen, I'm going to have a good day. Does things happen? Yeah, things happen all the time. Am I always this patient? No, I'm not. But at the most part, it's over for me. When it's over for me, it's done. I don't want to be able to hold on to anything that's not really personal, because you don't know how much time you have here. And to live in a place where it's just comfortable for you, and you know that you're supposed to be doing something great, and you're scared to tap into it. Not for anybody else's own reason, but for your own. You'll blame somebody else for your success all the time because you're always looking for somebody to do something for you because you're scared to step out there for yourself and seek the unknown for yourself. I tell you what, that's a life that's not worth living. That's not a life worth living. I'd rather go towards everything it is that I love doing or everything that I think that I love than to ever live my life living in fear of what would have happened. Most people don't even trust their own ideas. They ask other people about what their ideas are. And not that you not trying to rub off of people, but they can't even come up with their own ideas. So they just take from here, take from here, take from here, take from there, take from this, take from that, take from this person, take that energy. You'll never learn anything living off of everybody's experiences. You got to go live your own. Just because I told you it was like this doesn't mean it was going to be like that for you. You shouldn't be scared to go do something I told you I didn't do or I did it and I failed. Even if you look up to me as a superior, I don't accept that from anybody. Parents, grandmas, anybody, aunts, best friends, whoever. Don't accept somebody else's truth about their life. They're just telling you their version. That doesn't mean that's your version. That don't mean that's your story. Your story can play out totally different from this. Totally different. You might not have that experience at all. But I tell you the experience you will have when you don't do it. You have the same one over and over again. Working and working and working. Hoping to take trips every now and then, once a year. Hoping to be able to save that money up to be able to get this and do that. Hoping to just always want to start that business, thinking that it's just a cool idea. It's going to always just stay a cool idea. Because if you're scared to make steps just to be able to gradually change your life, to run a business, you're going to live in fear. You're going to have a heart attack. You'll have a heart attack before you even get that business going because it takes a lot of faith. It takes a lot of faith to be able to do these things. But you got to decide if living in the known, and if you want to change your life, you got to start stepping outside of what you know. I always say that I'm here to unlearn what I learned and from the people I learned it from. You know, where did I get the idea of some of these things? And that's the one thing I have to question. Where did I get the idea of these things? Why am I scared, or why am I living in fear? Why am I running away? It's the questions you got to ask yourself, man. Is it really worth living your life like that? All right. So, man, this is season 2 of Just the Thought, dude. And it's going to be really live, man. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, I just wanted to get back on and be able to talk. But we'll be back with the normal show format next week. And also next week, we're going to have guests coming in, man. And I'll be getting the flyers out, man. We're going to surprise guests. We're going to have our first guest of the seasons, man. It's gonna be beautiful, man. And I'm just thankful and grateful that y'all here with me. We are kicking off the season 2 of Just a Thought. Make sure you go to JarmelReese.live. Also, man, this season we're gonna have a bunch of cool giveaways. We're gonna do giveaways. We're gonna do raffles, all kind of different things that we're gonna be able to have and bring into the podcast. Like I said, we're gonna have a bunch of guests in season 2 of Just a Thought, man. We seeking the unknown. We're trying to be able to get it. And it's gonna be a beautiful time, dude. So get ready. Y'all, like I said, y'all can go to JarmelReese.live. Also go to Jarmel Reese on all platforms. That's all platforms, and that's Jarmel Reese, Jarmel Reese, Reece .live, or you can go to Jarmel Reese on the all platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You know what I'm talking about. So, hey yo, once again, peace and blessings. Let me do this on my camera. Let me do this on my main camera, right? Peace and blessings, blessings and peace. It's the boy Jarmel Reese in real life, not in fake life, because they just faking about their life, boy. Like my kids will tell you. Peace.